Yeah.
Well, first of all, listen, it's interesting about all these young guys today. They never call on us and say, hey, thanks for the kind word and telling me how great a player I am. But when they play like crap and we call them out, we don't know what we're talking about. Listen, I'm easy to find.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your host, Nathan Snell of Big Nate Sports Talk Podcast. This is episode 24, season 10 of Big Nate Sports Talk Podcast. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all staying safe. Hope the weekend is going swell for you. Before we get into the video, there's a few things that I would like to say up front. A couple things. Episode 25, the Baltimore Ravens versus the Miami Dolphins. I have a special guest. Be tuned in for that episode. And then also to watch the Commanders versus the Detroit Lions preview. That's staying tuned for that. Those videos will be pre-recorded. I do apologize if you had not seen me go live for a couple weeks. Just try to get as much videos out there as I can for you guys. Brendan Potts could not join me this evening for this episode. Hopefully, whatever happens in Game 4 of the WNBA Finals, we will have him back on. But the show must go on. As of right now, I don't really have an idea of really when the season will end. I'm leaning more towards whoever wins the finals, whoever wins the finals more than likely, that'll end season 10. If you remember, it's a 3, I remember what season it was, the Chicago Sky. We ended it, I think it was season 4. I think it was. We ended the season right there with it. So, whatever happens, that's when season 10 wins. So I don't have a specific timeline just yet. So please bear with me. Let's get into the finals. Game 3, as you remember, Las Vegas took 2 out of the first 2 games at home and went to Connecticut, and history showed that a team that's up 2-0 would lose the series, and the Connecticut Sun defied those odds. The final score of Game 3, and I'm still flabbergasted when I say this, the Connecticut Sun put up 105 points. The final score, 105 to 76.
That's what I'm talking about. This shit means something to me, man.
I expected them to come out with a sense of urgency. I don't really understand what went wrong in Game 2. I felt like they did everything right. In Game 1, they kept Connecticut under Las Vegas under 70 points, and then to just watch basically Connecticut get outpaced, and Vegas outpaced Connecticut, and on the offensive side, defensive side of the ball. I was very disappointed with that. Alyssa Thomas was the first. She's the first player to get earn a triple double in the finals. Obviously, went to the University of Maryland. Just can't, just to give her flowers, just the workhorse that she is day in and day out, and just making her team, making her teammates are better. Just being that energy that I think most people would appreciate on their team. I mean, she finished the game with 16 points, 15 rebounds, 11 assists, had 2 steals and a block. I mean, whether that was the pace on the floor, creating offense, or just battling for the boards, Alyssa was pretty much everywhere. I thought with her energy particularly, I thought that made Las Vegas take a lot of unbalanced shots. I mean, they were just 11 of 26 from 3. I was very surprised that Las Vegas did not try to go to the paint. There was a couple of times where I saw Brianna Jones really do work on Asia Wilson on the defensive side, denying her the ball in the post. I saw a lot of good things. Jonquil Jones, is another one. Let's just say she was quiet the first 2 games. I mean, game 1, she had 15 points, and game 2, she had a double-double, 16-11. And then game 3, I kind of saw her coming out party. I know she had 20 points. I know 11 of those points came in the third quarter. And again, Vegas did the same things Brendan and I talked about that we wanted to see in game 2, particularly from the post. We wanted to see more post play and get off the 3 line. Because, I mean, her in the paint, it made Asia do a lot of extra work. And they had to actually go bigger. They had to put Kia Stokes in there. She forced Las Vegas to draw fouls and draw attention to give her teammates open shots, whether it was Natisha Heineman, whether it was Dejanay, whether it was Odyssey, whether it was Courtney. And those were kind of the things I was expected to see in game 2. This is our first 20-point performance since game 2 against Chicago in the previous round. I think, honestly, when you look at Connecticut, they did everything well. I like the fact that they put DeWanna Bonner on Chelsea Gray, and also brought an extra defender. I was surprised with that. To have a smaller guard on her, I was surprised they didn't make that switch. That they didn't pick up on that in game 2. I mean, by the end of the third quarter, Connecticut scored 73 points. I mean, just everybody just was involved. I mean, as a cohesive team, they all tallied 32 assists. They had a 27-point lead in the last few minutes of the game. I just thought Las Vegas kind of just came out sloppy. I mean, yes, Asia did the best she could to will her team, but Connecticut did what I expected them to do: double team her and force others to make shots. She did finish the game with 19 points, but the fact that she was just held to four rebounds, 3 blocks, and 2 steals, that just lets me know that you've got to take some of the workload off of her. You got to make the others step up. I'm looking for my most improved player in Jackie Young. I mean, she was really nowhere to be found. Kelsey Plum, the same, had 20 points on game 2. I really couldn't find them. I was really disappointed with some of it. It can't be just Asia and Chelsea. I need the others to step it up. Whether it's getting easy buckets, whether it's floppies or off the pick and roll. Let me just show you this box score really quick. And this is how, again, you got to trust your eyes. Okay, Jackie Young did finish the game with 22 points. But, I mean, other than that, you're not getting much productivity. I mean, Dearica Hamby had 2 points. We know she's kind of easing her way back into the lineup. Raquana Williams only played 11 minutes, 3 points. I mean, you're not really getting a lot of offensive production. But also, too, I will say this. I've said it again, I've said it before. I think if you shoot threes like the way Connecticut, what Las Vegas did, I mean, 11 out of 26, you are not going to win basketball games. That's a fact.
I mean, this is some bad stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how much more of this I can take. I just don't know. This is ridiculous. Oh, Lord.
I mean, when you look at the game, you can say to yourself, "Wow, this is not what we expected." Because I was really expecting Las Vegas to just go in there and just finish the game, finish them off. I mean, the fact that offensively, I mean, look, I mean, the first two games, Connecticut scored 135 points, and then went off 105 in game 3. Like, that's the third most, I want to say correctly, that have many points have been scored in a finals game. But if a lot of those points came off creativity offensively, and also 264 of those points were in the paint. I think that's Connecticut's bread and butter. I think you've got three post players, really 4 post players. That's the key. You have 14 fast break points, 18 second chance points, and that played a role in the success for game 3 for Connecticut. And also too, they made a smart decision on Chelsea Gray. I mean, give DeWanna Bonner credit. I mean, to just throw more length at her in size and sending multiple defenders at her, especially if it was pick and roll, we had to give the ball up. I mean, Chelsea Gray finished the game with 11 points. We know Chelsea Gray's not going to have a game like that again. But I'm just saying, those are the adjustments that Kurt made. And I expect better, because a couple things. They finished the game. They turned the ball over 16 times in the game, which is not terrible, but the way that they finished the game, they went on a 19-0 run. I would have liked to see some of those points saved for game 4. I would like that. I mean, and this is also too something that has to be fixed. 6 Connecticut Sun players that had double digits, and a lot of those points came off committing fouls and turnovers. That's something that Las Vegas has to fix. I think it's easy fixes. I think they know what they have to do, but I'm shocked. I was shocked. I mean, just the way the first quarter started. I mean, they came out like Connecticut came out with extreme intensity, focused on both ends of the floor. They shot 84% from the field in the first quarter. They were up 15 points. And the 34 points they scored just in that first quarter, that was the highest they scored in the whole postseason so far. I mean, it would, like, Las Vegas just looked like a deer in headlights. Like, oh my gosh, like, what are we doing? So give them credit. I think that in game 4, I think Connecticut should still take that same approach. I would fix a couple things. I would start playing zone if I'm Connecticut as well. But I would also I think you need to insert De'Arca Hamby if you're Las Vegas into the starting lineup, only because I think she gives you more length. I think you have a shooter. No disrespect to Kia Stokes, but I think you have a 3-point shooter along with Asia and someone that is a reliable 4. I think you should put her, if you're Becky Hammond, in the starting lineup. I don't think that'll happen, but we'll see. Connecticut, I mean, same thing. You're one game away from being from losing the finals. I think you just got to continue to just come out and work. You get this one here in Connecticut, you got to go back to Las Vegas and force a game 5. I think that's the key. You just need to go out there and just bring the same energy. Start win with your pace early. Win the battle on defensive boards. Same defensive play strategy with Chelsea Gray, but I would also implement playing a zone. Make them take those shots. Make Asia Wilson be a passer. Let Jackie Young, Kelsey Plum. I want them to shoot. I will let them shoot the ball. My focus is on Asia Wilson more and Chelsea Gray than my focus on those two than Jackie Young, Kelsey Plum, and Derrick Henry. I'm just saying that's how I'm looking at it from a defensive standpoint. So those are things I'm looking forward to seeing in Game 4 of the WNBA Finals. Ladies and gentlemen, it is some great basketball. I'm just surprised the first 2 games were, especially Game 2. Brendan and I were like sitting here like, oh, it's over. They're not going to win. They're going to get swept. And history says otherwise. So I'm going to say the Connecticut Sun force a Game 5 of the WNBA Finals. The Connecticut Sun will beat the Las Vegas Aces 85-79.
Guaranteed.
I think I could. These are the 2 teams I picked at the beginning of the season to get to the finals, and I'm sticking with it. The Connecticut Sun will force a Game 5, and they will see the Aces in Las Vegas, and they will win the finals. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude this episode. Be tuned in for future episodes. I hope you guys are enjoying the great content. I do appreciate the new subscribers I have gotten on the channel. It's much appreciated. You will definitely see more great content as we progress, as we're growing this channel. Closing message. Now that we're less than, I don't know, 3 months, 2 weeks away from the new year, it's kind of been interesting to start doing some self-reflecting on the year. What could have went right? What could be better? What to fix? To kind of end the year on a good note. Make it a goal to not make tomorrow a better day, but to implement it, make it into a daily routine. That's my closing message. Make tomorrow a better day and implement that as time progresses, especially with the way this year has been. That's my closing message. So until then, please like, comment, subscribe. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Thank you for tuning in. Y'all have a good night. Stay up.
But I get sick of these guys complaining. These young guys, they never call us and say, when a coach is wrong, I'm going to call him out. But when players are wrong, I'm going to call them out. Thanks for the kind words. But listen, I'm going to criticize guys that they deserve it. And listen, they can kiss my ass if they don't like it.
Thank you for tuning in to Big Nate Sports Talk. If you enjoyed that episode and you want to see more content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bring your sports game on Big Nate Sports Talk.
I ran away from heartbreak.